We're screwed!
All right, we're back, everybody. That was a interruption caused by technical difficulties. We stopped the show and we are bringing it back again. Thank you. All right, we are talking about keeping our country out of war. The world is watching. People are wondering, and thank you, Scissor Fight. That was an excellent piece that you did, titled "We Are Screwed." Excellent. Scissor Fight here, the audio remix artist extraordinaire. We are a country that the American people do not want to be engaged in war. We don't want to continue this nonsense. Every single country in the world is looking in, going, why are you doing this? And the more we look as Americans, the more we realize that the IMF and the World Bank are leading us around like we were their monkeys or their police force. They want to use our power in our nation against other nations to control the world political theater, to control the monetary system. They want a central bank in Syria. Bashar al-Assad stands in the way. They want him gone, so they're gonna funnel $1.16 billion of U.S. tax money into that war. Barack Obama just sent over another $500 million. Can you imagine how wasteful that is? It is absolutely horrific that these people think that they can continue to use America and the young men that have fought in these wars, who've died, almost like they're fodder, just to be used by the evil elitists. And to think that Donald Trump just met Henry Kissinger about a month ago, secretly. Or no, actually publicly, excuse me. Publicly he met Henry Kissinger, but it wasn't in public. And they talked. And this shows me that Donald Trump is a complete conspirator in this attempt by the New World Order to control our nation. Kissinger is a very dark character in American history. Even though he was our Secretary of State under Richard Nixon, he has pretty bizarre thoughts. He believes that depopulation should be the highest priority of U.S. foreign policy toward the third world. That means he's in favor of depopulation, meaning genocide. He simply doesn't want these people to exist. That's a serious allegation, I realize, but hey, it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it is a duck. And he is genocidal in his directives. He's the guy that got behind the low-intensity conflict that put us in wars like Iraq and Afghanistan. He talked about low-intensity conflict back in the day. In 1975, I read a foreign policy magazine from that era that he was touting as low-intensity conflict will be very good for the society, the preventing wars by starting them. I mean, come on. It's really a new world order. Give me a break. Yeah, so we've got a lot of problems with him and Zbigniew Brzezinski, the other archdeacon of this plan, and all the ones that are running the show, the multi-trillionaires, the Rothschilds, the people that control Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton as if they're little puppets on a string. Yeah, so let's take a look at what else Henry Kissinger said. Military men are dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns for foreign policy. This is a direct quote. Yeah. Can you imagine? So yeah, people who meet him are downright bad for business, bad for America. And when Donald Trump went out there out of his way to do that, he screwed our country over royally. He's carrying on in the same practices that Barack Obama, who trained, by the way, at the Kissinger Institute, along with Tim Geithner. Hillary Clinton, she's part of the Bilderberg group. You know she's in their back corner. So we as American citizens really have only one alternative, and that's to build this third party. So if I were to win a write-in candidacy, and you were to write my name in, David Sponheim, and I had over 25,000 votes in your state, I will be written in, and they will count those votes. Whereas you wouldn't necessarily get your vote counted if you just voted for Trump or Hillary, because they can rig those devices. Those electronic Diebold voting systems are hackable. But the write-in candidacy, it transcends that. Yeah, George W. Bush said that
the Constitution is just a god-dang piece of paper.
Yeah. So we got people that don't respect our laws. Trump doesn't respect the Constitution. If he did, he would not try to ID Muslims and deport people around the world who come here. I don't like illegal aliens any more than you do. Not personally, but I don't like the idea of people coming in. I'm the guy who's been saying we don't want refugees to come into the country. I said that years ago. Trump took the idea and bastardized it. I don't hate Muslims. I want to at least respect their right to freedom of religion. But we cannot allow Islamic radicals to weaponize, other than their right to bear one arm. I mean, it's ridiculous to see an enclave in parts of our country, and I know of a couple, that are warehousing Muslims who are simply collecting weapons. That is foolish for our country to allow. We have a plan to stop that. Donald doesn't. We are putting real ideas out there for the American people to munch on, and Donald just comes out there with rhetoric and promises. Promising black people, did you see that thing recently? That he's going to take care of them? After he kicked them out of his rallies? This guy's all over the place. He's lying through his teeth on every issue. He's taken 10 of my ideas and bastardized them. He's even joked about the blimp plane. He made an April Fool's joke about it, like it's some big joke. Here I'm trying to save 85% fuel for the American military fleet and our cargo and our passenger jets, and this guy makes a joke about it. Okay, stranded mariners rescued in Micronesia after SOS spotted in sand. Wow, there you go. That's thinking quick on their feet. So Walter, you're back. Hi, welcome. Hello, Scissor Fight. You're over there too. Okay, cool. Well, at least he's been doing some help there. We're trying to build our viewership in other rooms. Like iVlog says, Dave, do you support separate state in South Africa for white people? You know, at this point, they could do something like that. There's been over 70,000 white people brutally raped or murdered in that country ever since apartheid ended. I'm serious. So it's not a win-win for South Africa to have ended apartheid. I'm not trying to segregate, but and I can't control politics in other countries, but I can tell you they can certainly look at that as an option. Okay, stranded mariners. Let's see what we got here. Then these are not the Seattle Mariners. That's a baseball team. Wow, SOS. And that's a song. 2 stranded mariners are safe Friday. Spotting their SOS in the sand were a group of U.S. Navy aircraft crew. Relayed the location to the Coast Guard in Guam. The 2 had limited supplies and no emergency equipment, were picked up and transferred to a patrol boat. Wow, that's amazing. Coast Guard agency searched nearly 17,000 square miles for the 2 until they found them on an island with an SOS sign on it.
How many square miles?
Well, they scoured 17,000 square miles for the 2, and they finally found them on an island with an SOS pad.
Wow.
Excellent. Okay, so we have the lovely Sarah in our show tonight, and our end war concept. We'll put that behind us. Thank you. So we had a complete computer meltdown earlier.
Oh.
And I went right into my backup system, and it worked great.
Fantastic.
It was fantastic,
Nice.
yeah. It really pays to have this computer running right with XSplit now fixed.
Good.
It took a year for our XSplit to get working right. Gateway Pundit, biggest WikiLeaks email find yet, attacked Hillary email claims responsibility for a Libyan coup. Whoa. Are you serious? Kool-Aid anthrax. This is the smoking gun people have been waiting for. This is why they're after Julian Assange. Because he's pointing to a TikTok email that'll be the biggest WikiLeaks release ever yet. And they're posting it right there. Let's take a look. This is right out of the news. WikiLeaks released 30,000 plus emails and email attachments sent to and from Hillary's private email server while she was Secretary of State. So they copied them and hacked them before they were removed. And this one should reveal something. Let's take a look.
To do the job.
Julian, what is the most shocking thing that you have found out about Hillary Clinton?
Well, I think the most interesting and serious relate to upcoming publications we have, a variety of different types, but a lot of information that we have already published. I mean, it may not be that apparent to most people who are not sort of specializing in geopolitics or national security, and a major failure by the Trump campaign and the Bernie Sanders campaign. Hillary Clinton tried to run on her having judgment and experience in the State Department. Later on, those campaigns, too late in the process, in my view, started picking up that the experience was mostly a bad experience.
Okay, we're going to feature this a little later. Right now, before Sarah takes over the show, I want to go to an interview Zbigniew Brzezinski had and listen to his incredibly dark, sociopathic discussion about killing people. Watch this.
So, for example, in Libya, we published 1,700.
Check this out. This is amazing. A senior advisor to Obama on matters of national security and foreign policy spoke at the Chatham House in London in 2008.
The lethality of their power is greater than ever. Their capacity to impose control over the politically awakened masses of the world is at a historical low. I once put it rather pungently, and I was flattered that the British Foreign Secretary repeated this, as follows. Namely, in earlier times, it was easier to control 1 million people, literally. It was easier to control 1 million people than physically to kill 1 million people. Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people. Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people. Today, it is...
All right, so that's the guy, the architect of the activity in Syria. Yeah. Zbigniew Brzezinski, and he has 3 children embedded in the two-party system. They work clandestinely behind closed doors to make his will be the will of the land. Yeah, what kind of a name is Zbigniew? Yeah, exactly. I say he is an architect of the plan in Syria. His original plan was in a book 40 years ago, talking about using Syria as a pipeline.
World chess game or something.
It's called the World Chess Game or something.
I don't know if that's what his name is. Something about chess.
Something about chess. But anyway, this is a serious problem, and we Americans don't want war. But these people who are so in the academic elite world, who have this belief that they can use our soldiers as pawns, like I just showed you Henry Kissinger's quote, where he said, "Military men are dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns for foreign policy." Yeah, so, and believe me, they got other plans too. Depopulation should be the highest priority of the U.S. foreign policy towards the third world. It's really a new world order. Thanks, Henry. It's always nice to have a conversation with him in our show. All right, so you know the problem now. We laid it on the table. No ifs, ands, or buts. They want to keep fighting wars because it's economically in their favor. We are losing our family members. You are losing your dad or your mom to a war that we don't need to be fighting. So we need new leadership in the country, folks, and we need to do it quick. We're running out of time. Sarah could easily be the first female president. We don't have to have a woman who's got seizures and head injuries and blackouts. Sarah is perfectly normal. You got to understand, we don't need to just jump on board some cliche of an election right now. Just because we voted for a black guy in the previous election as a token of some racial equality, now to offer a woman the presidency just because she's the woman? I'd rather have Sarah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, isn't that crazy, Earth Sky? I did hear about that. About General Wesley Clark wasn't in favor of it, but he had heard about that 7 countries in 5 years.
Yeah. Let's play that clip. That's a clip right out of the archives of Democracy Now! National Health Service in Scotland prescribed antidepressants for a 1-year-old. Oh, okay. Antidepressants for a 1-year-old. Can you imagine?
Not really.
Yeah.
Unless there's, I don't know.
Even doctors across the pond are giving out antidepressants like candy. Shocking figures revealed that the youngest patient to receive antidepressants at NHS in England was a 1-year-old little boy. I mean, how do they know that the child is depressed at 1 year old? Okay. An Alabama high school girl fires a stun gun at a teacher.
A Mobile teenager was arrested Thursday afternoon after she used a stun gun on a teacher who was trying to break up a fight at Mary G. Montgomery High School. This Facebook video shows the altercation and has been shared more than 600 times as of Thursday.
Wow. It's a video of her using a stun gun. She carried a stun gun at school. One scary world we're living in. Isn't that really crazy, huh? And you've talked about offering the potential for people in schools to defend the school by having the ability to bear arms. We've talked about that as a solution to situations
but not
like
on students.
But not on students, no.
Unless the students are posing a direct threat to life.
This student had her own stun gun. She used it against the unarmed faculty worker who's not allowed to carry a stun gun. All right. The kids throw a book at teacher live on YouTube. I'm sure that happens. Oh, Mad Dog's playing the fiddle in iVlog, everybody. Wow. Let's tune in. Oh, and Scissor Fight's on. Check this out, folks. We got our iVlog video co-hosters going on. And Mad Dog's wearing a face mask he's going to wear in Halloween. For some reason, I can't unmute him.
I know, I don't know how that works.
That's cool. Thank you. Mad Dog and Scissor Fight. Excellent. Well, you really changed your appearance since you became a mortuary guy. He's really got a new look. I hear you, man. Let me tell you, you don't want anyone touching a woman. I hear you, Lone Patriot. Okay, a face mask? What do you have?
Click the dots. Okay. Oh, I guess you go down and there's some dots near there or something.
Oh, okay.
That's a face mask.
Yeah, that's a guy who doesn't want to be seen on the internet. Should I put that on the screen? No, I don't think that's appropriate. Okay, we have to click the dots here.
I don't know what dots he's talking about.
No. It won't seem to unclick. All right, so we've talked about the dangers of ongoing wars for bankers and how these people run the two parties. We pretty much covered all the ground on the anti-war rally, which was great. I covered the basics here. The latest from Doopster is he called from his wedding state of where he was visiting his new wife's home.
We haven't heard from him since
family.
You've heard from him.
We haven't heard from him since then. Yeah, well, you don't have to go to iVlog if you don't want. The dots that make the circle. Oh, okay. There we go. Cool. Let's bring them on live. Bring the video on. Yeehaw! He plays pretty well. Hee-haw! He's good. Yeah, you're awesome. I think you missed out on a rockabilly down there. You were invited to one of those big, huge events down there in South Carolina.
Are you getting some feedback?
Thank you. That's great. Yeah, I got the volume knob. That's pretty awesome. Thank you very much, Mad Dog. All right, so let's eliminate a couple questions here.
Do I have any thoughts on the alternate reality quantum shift that has taken place, the Mandela effect?
No, that's just a psyops. The Mandela effect is a psyops. It's part of an ongoing self-fulfilling prophecy developed by DARPA. Don't take it seriously. It's just a way to twist your brain. There is no Mandela effect. You're promoting the Mandela effect by talking about it. You'll be my tech advisor or something? Okay. Walter wants to volunteer. He doesn't realize I'm going to give him a paid position in the White House Economic Development Council. He's pretty smart, Walter is. We got a good guy over there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
As you know, we are not running any guest chat tonight because our show is being harassed. But I will open up guest chat when I get back. Let's say goodnight to Mad Dog and his face mask. Because he wants to be totally anonymous, which is his right. I don't blame him.
No, I don't blame him either.
Especially how many people out there that are weird. Bye.
Nice playing on your thing. That's good. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if he can play Can't Stop, because you won't stop on his violin. No, David, we're voting for David Sponheim, 370. That's why we're in this room, just so you know. How has the change in well-known movie quotes being altered and bothering so many people happening then? I haven't followed what you're talking about, D. That's fine with me. I do think I'm going to check out what's going on in the rest of the world a little bit. The Mandela effect, I could look it up, but do I really want to? No. I don't. So I'm not going to. Yeah, you guys can turn on the sound for a Mad Dog. That would be fantastic. If you watch him over at iVlog. I'm not sure who David would appoint to the Supreme Court. That has yet to be decided, Lone Patriot. I do know a few judges that we would look into, but I can't say for sure that David would appoint them. Okay. Just looking at the Burning Man Pokemon appears to be the most elusive yet. Alright. Just seeing if there's anything that's important. Wow. Quit buying stuff you can't afford. That's good personal finance advice. I agree with that as well. Sometimes Bangalitis, yes. Well, it's based on tests, weekly tests and things like that. David is definitely more intelligent than your dog. Yes. I'm sure you have a pretty smart dog, though. I don't know if I ever will take David's last name. I have a perfectly good last name myself, so I'm not sure if I would. I would consider it. If he wanted to get married and we did get married, then probably. Who are you people? What planet? I'm on planet Earth. What planet are you on? You want David to look into the Mandela effect. Okay, I will look into it. All right. Transparent. Interesting. It appeared on Amazon. Okay. You got Chinese food? Am I mad? No, that's good. Heck no, multicolor, hipster, never. I'll look into the Mandela effect right now. How about that? Just to understand what you're talking about. It's all over Reddit, huh? You want me to turn it on? You're playing our song. It's all over Reddit, huh? Turn it on, you're playing our song. Let me, when he starts playing, maybe I'll play it in. It's a theory of parallel universes based on the idea that because large groups of people have similar alternative memories about past events. I think that one person says something and they're like, oh yeah, that happened. So confabulation, it's a term to use, is used clinically to refer to memory defects experienced by patients while on brain damage. It also describe everyday phenomena like embellishing the truth when recounting events and inventing facts on the fly to fill in gaps in memory. Well, it definitely happens a lot. Let's hear. Okay. Parallel universes and virtual realities. The glitch is in your memory, not the matrix. Okay. So movie quotes have been altered, D to the V. I think though that so the Mandela effect I think happens probably in groups of people where one person doesn't want to look like an idiot, and so one person says what they think they remember, and the other person says, "Oh yeah, that's what happens." And so it's kind of like a thing that happens with following the leader, I would say, or following the most vocal person in the room. So I would say that's why it happens. There was an interesting thing when you're talking about the Mandela effect that happened that I saw. Have you seen the movie Brain Games? That's pretty good. But there was this thing where they showed people, they had filmed an incident and where a guy had come up and snatched someone's purse, and then they asked all the people that were around there about, what did you notice happened? We'd like to bring you into a room and talk about what happened. And they put in the room a guy who basically kind of implanted a false memory. And insofar as he said, "Oh, I remember I saw someone with a red outfit on do such and such," and it was a study that was done, and there was no one with red anywhere around, and they actually played back the video of the event, and no one with red was doing that. But before they had played back the video, after the one guy had said it, to plant that idea in people's head, then everybody started saying, "Oh yes, I saw some guy with red. Oh yes, I saw some guy with red." If you build it, they will come. That's my memory of the quote. If you build it, they will come. No, it's he will come. I'd have to go back and watch the movie again. Well, I think they said it a couple of times in the movie. Who was he? I think he was the father. The grandfather that died. Oh, that's kind of cool. From the director of wordplay in IO USA comes a captivating look at a radically innovative approach to education. If you build it, a documentary. America Reframed. Huh. This follows design educator activists in North. I want to look at this. That's kind of cool. E.T. phone home was E.T. home phone. I remember it being they. Yeah, I'm glad I'm looking into it. Ooh, this is very cool. Here's a movie called If You Build It movie. 2 teachers, 10 students, 1 epic homework assignment. If You Build It, shop class, redesigned. Design, build, transform. Upcoming screenings in Austin and Minneapolis. About the film. From the director of wordplay and IO USA comes a captivating look at a radically innovative approach to education. If You Build It follows designer activists Emily Pillowton and Matthew Miller to rural Bertie County, the poorest in North Carolina, where they work with local high school students to help transform both their community and their lives. Living on credit and grant money and fighting a change-resistant school board, they lead their students through a year-long full-scale design and build project that does much more than just teach basic construction skills. It shows 10 teenagers the power of design thinking to reinvent not just their town, but their own sense of what's possible. That looks very cool. See the film. Ooh, they have an official trailer. You guys want to watch this trailer? I want to watch this trailer. We're going to watch the trailer. Oh, official movie rental preview on YouTube for Field of Dreams. All right, listen. All right, I will. I think they said both in the movie. All right, let me close out at that part.
I have just created something totally illogical.
That's what I like about it.
I think they said both in the movie. First cue the voice.
Build it, he will come.
Wait, let me go back.
If you build it, he will come.
Oh, that's true. But I do think they referred to both in the movie, because I think at the end, it's "they will come" was the end. So I don't know. Anyway. All right, I'm going to show a preview of this "If You Build It" movie.
Bertie County is a prime example in the demise of rural America.
I'm not leaving because I want to leave. I'm leaving because there's nothing to keep me here.
There's not a whole lot of opportunities for our kids here.
I mean, school, I hate it. My dad hated it. My granddaddy hated it. I'm carrying on a tradition.
We have kids coming through that door any minute. What if you could bring back shop class, but orient the projects around things that the community needed?
So here's the challenge.
We have 1 full year to build a community project.
Is this what we're gonna be doing all year? Give me a 0. You gotta be out your mind.
All right, let's get to work.
It's not a typical class. We don't have a desk. It's crazy.
What I hope to see in 16 weeks is that little model full size.
We're making something for the town of Windsor, so we have to make it right.
We're racing the clock.
Throw that stuff away. There's nails sticking up. All I'm asking is that you do a halfway decent job.
So at the end of his little pep talk,
The pressure's on now.
our offered salaries have been taken off the table.
Bertie County has never paid him a dime.
We're at our absolute limits.
I'm not having this discussion.
Everything just fell apart.
Yes, it does have to be perfect.
We just decided that something had to give.
It's bigger than the students. It's bigger than their education. At this point, it's the towns.
They're trying to teach us how to look outside the box.
Why? Why is something the way it is?
Make something better out of everything.
Are the things you're doing making a difference in anyone's lives?
I think it's critical that people rally around this thing.
I just want these kids to be excited about coming to school every day.
It's just amazing.
You always need to keep putting ideas together to make a better one.
I've never been a part of something so big.
Breakthrough moments happen so rarely that half the time you think you're just doing a lousy job as a teacher. But when it does happen, I mean, it just floors you.
The farmer's market is the beginning.
To stand here and look around, it's just amazing. It really was a blessing. I love those guys.
I'm so proud of them.
This is something that really can transform lives.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it happened to us.
Cool. I'll have to check that movie out. I don't necessarily want to be there. That looks like a lot of work. It just seems like a whole lot of work, Sulan. But I do like the outside the box thinking, and I use it. I like that kind of thing. Let's see when they also have wordplay. Let's look at that. I love wordplay. like strange things like that. I'm sure, of course, that would be fun. This is just a short little one. These are by the same people that made that If You Build It movie.
Is everyone ready?
Black Halloween animal, 3 letters.
Cocktail with an olive, 7 letters.
Main arteries, 6 letters.
Main arteries? How can that not be aortas? How can it not? No, it's not. Yes, it is.
My name is Will Shorts. I'm the crossword editor for the New York Times. Welcome to the 28th American Crossword Puzzle Tournament.
This summer, IFC Films and the Weinstein Company take you word by word
I've always been intrigued by the letter Q.
through the national phenomenon that has 50 million Americans
Half the time I do these things to see what people are thinking about.
thinking inside the box.
I am a Times puzzle fan. I will solve USA Today, but I don't feel good about myself.
Wordplay. It's very clever.
That's funny. And then I want to see their other one, which was IOUSA. Let me see that one.
Before we go in there, I want to address an issue that came up in our chat room. Hang on.
You need this?
Lone Patriot says, Sarah, last night you failed to mention that Gulen movement is Islamic and the government gave them $500 million, which was funneled back to buy weapons for ISIS, and that Gulen himself is a wanted criminal in Turkey. I hope we said it now. Thanks, Lone Patriot. Yeah, we were aware of the Gulen movement and how it's affected and created and bred terrorism in our country. We're also concerned that propaganda is being used to inflame the idea of terrorism. So we're all kind of constantly thinking we need to support a war, which is really a total screw job on our brains. So thank you for mentioning that, though, because that's a serious problem within our own government, supporting these people. Oh, yeah, we're on it. We know about it. Okay, what were you going to say? The IOUSA trailer? Cool. Yeah, Gulen hates Erdogan, but at the same time, he's supporting and breeding some sort of a terrorist threat.
The state of the union is not good.
Our trade deficit is too large.
We must not go back to unwise spending.
Thank you. That looks like a good video on Hillary coming up.
This is America.
Thank
we
you.
don't do anything until something reaches a crisis.
Prices are skyrocketing.
This country has started consuming more than it produces.
Let's say I don't have enough money to buy something. Should I buy it anyway?
This system discourages people from saving.
I will be in a lot of debt.
Would you like to go on a date with me? No. Would you like to learn about the debt? Yes.
God bless.
We suffer from a fiscal cancer.
Our current fiscal policy is unsustainable.
We can't pay our bills now.
We are headed over a cliff.
If I perform like that as a physician, my patient would die.
The vice president told me that we don't have to worry about deficits. I got fired for having a difference of opinion.
We're borrowing the money and passing that bill on to our grandchildren. We'll be in such deep hawk to the rest of the world. We'll be dependent on other countries continuing to loan us vast amounts of money.
We're now borrowing 22 cents of every dollar that we're spending, and you ain't seen nothing yet.
We need to wake up.
We've killed what made us a great nation.
We must act today in order to preserve tomorrow.
Pretty cool. All right.
That looks good. They've been doing work for about 10 years now. I mean, it's amazing. IOUSA is responsible for waking people up to the waste and government abuse going on by our corrupt crony officials. Thank you, Sarah, for all that. Hillary green screen fake crowd. Clinton seizure fix. Chat room celebrity has another link I have to get if you could grab that. Thank you. All right, we're piecing together things for our Tonight Show, a video show we have every night running into the evening.
In Reno, Nevada.
That looks good. That looks like another new one. Wow, we got some good videos from people tonight, Sarah. This is great. We have been tracking Clinton and Donald as they kind of get near each other in terms of both wanting war, both wanting to engage in seemingly this fear of ISIS, which I believe is just not absolutely, but partially concocted and fabricated. And I believe propaganda is being used against the American people. What do we have over there?
You can get rid of the...
Okay, I want to copy that one. That looked good to copy. Yeah, we are using the technology to its fullest too.
Or you can just add it to a playlist.
Yeah, I do. I found that a lot of things are being taken down off the internet. So I'm doing some copying too, which is fine. 225 heroin overdoses. Really? In 4 counties in 4 states.
Yeah, because they're mixing this elephant tranquilizer with the heroin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, to spread it out or something.
I don't know if it's to spread it out or...
225 heroin overdoses in 4 counties. That's quite a bit. All right, we're going to drop out of that one. And Art Meets Tech.
I haven't checked that one. I should save that one probably.
Okay.
The solar power. I didn't go.
I'm going to put this over here on this one.
You could get rid of those other things. Everything else there.
I can't.
Get rid of.
I mean, really. I mean, building a. You go ahead and do that because I got to pull chat up first. There you are, chat room.
I'm not crying.
What was the last movie Dave took you to, and did he make a move in the theater? No, we don't go to movies anymore.
It was Matrix.
Was it right?
Yeah.
I really believe that you're right. It was Matrix 2, and it was a weird moment. Every single time we go to a movie.
Matrix 3.
Hey, did you hear? Good. I'm glad,
No,
Randy.
Matrix 3.
Was it Matrix 3? Okay.
Not 96.
Oh, okay. Matrix 3. What do the movies cost now? $10 a piece to get into them? We stopped going to movies when they were $6. All right, whatever. When you have a movie in your own house, I mean, 50-inch LED TVs are amazing. But every time we went to a movie, there was a weird experience that happened.
I haven't. D the B.
We didn't want to jinx ourselves by going to any more movies. I think the best movie we saw together was Robin Williams' What Dreams May Come. I love that.
That was one of the
first movies.
Relatively, I think that might have been the first movies.
We haven't been to a lot of movies together.
Nope.
I would love to go to the theater with you. Maybe go to a New York play or something. That'd be fun. Have you ever been to New York play? Broadway play?
Nope.
We should go.
I just...
You don't want to go to New York?
I would rather go to like... The best thing I ever went to was the Cirque du Soleil in a tent.
Yeah. In a tent, yeah.
That was cool. Like before they were ever in Vegas.
Oh, right. In the early
pretty
days.
Amazing.
Now they're quite the thing. They're so mechanized. The whole group is run so efficiently that they pop up everywhere now. Cirque du Soleil. We saw a Cirque du Soleil that was not that great. Thanks, Canadian. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. I know I will. But yeah, Cirque du Soleil puts out a fantastic show, but we saw that Chris Angel show in Vegas, and you weren't happy with what they did. There was no acrobatics, really. There was just a little bit of acrobatics.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't...
She wanted more of that. I don't blame her.
I did go to drive-ins back in the day. I never have been to a drive-in with David, ever.
We've got a drive-in in our area.
I know. I could go next week.
Yeah, we could if we didn't have a show to do every night.
I know. Maybe I will go by myself.
Yeah, really. Sure. A D to the V.
You may consider this next group of...
So artificial quantum computing, artificial intelligence is here, folks. We've got a video we've just got referred to in our room called, it was from a person named D to the V. D to the V power. And we're going to, I guess, add that to our playlist. Yeah, it's 19 minutes on artificial intelligence tonight. Wow. That's kind of cool.
You did go dancing with me.
You know, I would go out more often, but we're always here working on the show, so it's kind of hard to go out and go to Vegas or
And, you know, it's not
Seattle.
like we have a whole lot in our town, so...
I heard Chris Angel was some sort of a dark character. Is he into, like, dark forces or something? I don't know, Skrull. Why don't you ask yourself? This artificial intelligence should go somewhere. Let's see. Paranormal? No. Jade Helm. Perfect. AI. So we'll be talking about Field of Dreams. We got a 2-minute preview on that. No. Build it and they will come.
He will come.
He will come. Oh.
Which I thought it was they will come.
You're right. It is He Will Come. And Mel Gibson is working on another sequel to Passion called something original, Passion 2. How about getting off booze, Passion? The passion to stay off alcohol. That would be a good thing.
How about going sober?
Going sober.
My detox.
He's actually going to make a lot of money. He made $452 million. Or actually, excuse me, $600 million, but he got kicked in the butt in 2 palimony and a marriage debacle, a divorce case. I think he lost about $300 million there, but he still had $350 million from Passion 1. Somebody's going to come out with a hit movie sometime. It's obviously religion is a key means by which they control people. Hey, Leroy, thank you. We heard that Gary Johnson wants forced vaccinations. We got that. We ran that story earlier in the broadcast tonight, and Gary Johnson is on record supporting forced vaccinations, which blows my mind. I can't believe that anyone would call themselves a third-party candidate and support forced vaccinations. Oh yeah, the sunglasses. Thanks, appreciate it. Some of you have been giving me some grief over my apparent need for impersonating Mr. Smith. Mr. Anderson. I have released a movie about my life and campaign in a parallel universe.
Actually, he's released a entire, I don't know, 1,400 hours, however long he's been doing this show.
I've done about 5,000 hours released video. All of you can download it. Go to AmericasThirdParty.com, and at the bottom of the page, you can watch all of our videos. If you just hit the play button, you can put them on another channel and multicast them anywhere in the world for 24/7. Because I've got over 4,000 hours of video, me talking or Sarah talking about issues. So you can certainly do that. Being I'm so compelling to listen to. I even talk to myself at night when I wake up. I hear myself giving myself lectures on what not to dream. 5,000 hours of something better than this, yes. This is like the day off. We do a show on Saturday. It was supposed to be our day off, along with Sunday. Now, we have talked about a 24/7 show on Sunday. You seem so excited about that. So I'm really...
Yay!
She actually is the one who wanted me to do 2 hours a night, 5 days a week. She said that was a proper amount, and I upped it to 5 hours a night, 6 days a week. Nice, huh?
5 hours a night, 6 days a week. That's 30 hours a week.
Yeah, versus 2 hours a night, 5 days a week, 10 hours a week. So she put me on I went on a 30-hour binge, and now I'm talking about a 24/7 show on Sunday.
You can do it.
No.
Go ahead.
No, I can't do it.
Sure.
Well, if I do it, I'll just be running our show. I could just play it out of the back end.
Yeah, but people don't want to watch
they don't want to watch
show
the show when it's not
like
live.
a rebroadcasted
I know.
show. I mean, then people might actually stop watching your regular
That's what I'm
show,
worried about, yeah.
Because that actually happened to some other people. I heard about.
I heard about the same thing. I heard that the Oracle was contacted and said just those words, that if you rebroadcast multiple times, people stop watching your original show, Mr. Anderson. And you saw the Oracle, did you not? The Oracle said, no, we're not going to do it yet, but I have about 400 items in my new playlist, and I just played out of YouTube. We can just play videos all day long.
That's what they really want. They want what Leroy's saying. They want you to have cameras all around your house.
Yeah, and leave them on
just
for 24
leave them
hours.
on. And they, and then you could come in and chat. Like, you'd be chatting like an hour a day, but they would just, the rest of the time, they'd just be watching you do whatever you do.
Well, if you could watch me working out in my many martial arts techniques and working on developing my ability to strike back when Neo hits me. I could be developing another form of communication, a live stream, they call it. We could do that. It'd be fantastic. All right, so let's talk briefly about Sarah leaving, because she's about ready to split.
Goodbye.
Okay. I have not caught Neo. Thank you, Sarah. That was awesome. By the way, that was a culmination of 6 days of nonstop support for me in this show. Thank you, Sarah. Second, we have a standing ovation, everybody. Thank you. Hey. Many people are standing up in support of Sarah. Ah, yes. She looks like the Wendy's girl. You know the story behind the Wendy's girl, DT Laura. That was Wendy's was the name of his daughter. Isn't that right? The guy who passed Wendy's on to the corporate executives. David, why are you on acid again? I'm not on acid. They love Sarah. They really do. I mean, as you can see, she's pretty exhausted from her week of constant work. Leroy, I know, and I have sentinels, electronic sentinels that protect me on all 4 points around my spa. I don't think you need to worry about that. I hope you have a great weekend too. You know, what I do on Sunday is I sojourn with nature. I go outside and I breathe the beautiful chemtrail-ridden air and listen to the jets fly over my house. And I realize how beautiful Mother Nature is and how seemingly perfect it is. Have you ever wondered why it's so perfect? Why it seems so amazing? It's because it's a script in the Matrix, Mr. Anderson. No, I'm just kidding. Juggling chainsaws in 2 minutes, yeah. So you did a great job on the violin. Thank you very much. That was outstanding. I want to thank all our troops, too, who are watching us from Diego Garcia. Hey, guys. Do you believe that chemtrails exist? I do believe they really do exist. Yeah, I mean, here's one right here. One wing tip. You tell me that's a contrail. Oh, this jet's only flying with one jet, and it's making do loops and donuts around in the sky. No, that's a chemtrail, buddy. I don't do acid. Do you have any for sale? What are you referring to? No, we don't sell jets here. I'm not a jet salesman. Dial 1-800-555-1212 for more jets. No, we have been doused with chemicals. You should. We do not even need to talk about this. If Obama could pull his head out of his ass, he'd admit to the American people that we are being sprayed. But no, you can please call in. But this is a real reality that we're living with. Just so everyone's clear on this, contrails don't drip. So yeah, we have more than enough ample information to validate the chemtrail phenomenon. The chemtrail phenomenon. Tonight, David Sponheim will discuss the chemtrail phenomenon. You can call in. Hey, David, this is the deal. Earthship's self-sustaining homes for a post-apocalyptic U.S. This is worth watching. This is, we do run our tiny house show in the evening, by the way. This looks really good. Earthship is doing fantastic. Yeah, this guy who developed Earthship has built all kinds of survivable, sustainable homes out there in New Mexico and Colorado, and God love him. He's doing wonderful work. I want to watch more of this. I can't because Hillary told me I couldn't do it. Where's Bill right now? Is he on Orgy Island? Does anybody know? Okay, we'll watch this tonight too in our new collection. Yay, Earthships. Coming up at the top of the hour. So we're going to have to figure out how to get YouTube going. It just doesn't seem like people are that concerned over there. Walter, I think, went to bed. Yeah, it does look cool. Ooh, the chat. Ooh. I don't want to build an Earthship. I already have one. Yeah, I've been working on my compound for years. Yes, I'm trying to build up the Gilligan's Island collection here. It's a cross between Gilligan's Island and Robinson Crusoe. We're still in the process of building the treehouse. So I would appoint, first of all, Lone Patriot, let's look at getting rid of all the Supreme Court members we currently have. The number is 707, your ATP. I did not have sexual relations on Orgy Island, unlike what they're saying. No, I don't want to build a spaceship. I already live on one right now, called Earth. So let's talk about who I would appoint. Let's talk about impeaching everyone on the bench right now. Sonia Sotomayor needs to go. She's a La Raza member. Lolita Express, that's funny, Randy. Yeah, I see that. The plane that Clinton gets on. What is the plane that Clinton gets on? The Great Karnak. The Lolita Express. Now, I'm not Johnny Carson. The deal is, we are going to... Yeah. I wish I could help you there. We are going to open up the possibility of people building their own tiny houses. The tiny house phenomenon is growing day to day. And young people today, in the millennial generation, they are looking at building their own homes. So what I want to do as president is put a moratorium on any septic refusals, meaning everybody will be able to use their portable septic systems, whether they're environmentally safe or not. I'm serious. What we're seeing is a need to grow in our economy. And if people want to build a house like this on wheels and put it on a half-acre of land out in the middle of Podunk, USA, they can. I mean, I don't know about you, but I would be very happy in this nice little scaled-down version of Dave's little pad, It doesn't take a lot to heat, and that's why a lot of the young people are really interested in this, because heating costs could be $300-400 in a house per month in, like, the Northeast. Well, the Earthships in New Mexico are different, but this is really the wave that we're looking at. Earthships are kind of a little bit far off. Earthship and their effort is great, noble, but the marketplace is portable. And if you didn't like this, consider a travel trailer or a motorhome or something. But there are a lot of people that are looking at this. Yes. What are you trying to do? I detect a potential hostile influence. You are hereby warned. We don't have the motherships? No. Yeah, well, I've got a lot of great ideas for the future for a lot of you. And our homestead renewal plan really will offer you a fixed-up house opportunity for under $50,000. That's my target price. We want to get the government to flip houses for the United States citizens. We've got about 11 million houses that are currently near foreclosure, if not going into foreclosure. We're going to need some relief in this sector. The economy is melting down. I don't know if you saw the stats last night about what's happening with... you probably saw the stats about what's happening with dollar stores and Dollar General. This past month, they just dropped dramatically the sales at the dollar store. Dramatically. And then we just saw information on the real estate market in Miami Beach and New York, Hamptons. Real estate's dropped 50% or more this month. We're seeing a crash. So I'm building a sustainable backbone to the potential future for our country. And what better way to do it than to create a solution that will give everybody a house in 10 years. These houses like this could be renovated and made into a nice house for any one of you. And you could make $50,000, well, actually $500 a month payments for 10 years. 10 years will get you $50,000. It actually pays out $60,000, but that's including interest. So there is a way to own a house in 10 years this way for a lot of people. Homeownership is not something that they can ever fulfill in their life. Hacker Wars, full movie? Wow. That's pretty wild. I'll keep that on for late night. 1 hour and 31 minutes. Mind-bending thriller. Wow. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be late night tonight. Excellent chat room celebrity. Out there getting really good links. Yeah, from 2 million an acre to 1 million. Well, frankly, you can get an acre in our area for about $30,000. And that's in a fairly near a metropolitan area, near Seattle. We're not close to Seattle, but we're near. And you could put a small house on that, like a tiny house. And you're allowed to do that in some areas in Washington. There's an entire community living out toward Okanagan. It's a community of free thinkers and ex-hippies, and they live out there on off-the-grid homes, and they all have solar panels. So I'm embracing this idea. It's unlike anything Donald or Hillary would embrace. And I want everyone to know that I am the legalization candidate. I really believe that recreational marijuana should be openly available across the nation. It would really help our economy. And I'm the only candidate that offers $400 per U.S. adult. So these are the hit points that you want to talk about. And of course, ending wars, getting our troops home. So this plan is kind of a big plan. It's got a lot of components to it that'll trigger growth in our economy. No, I would never do that, Randy. I'm not a Muslim. Randy, you're kind of creeping me out. Aside from your obsession with your Chinese dinner, you're beginning to, sound a little bit like you're not serious. Are you a plant from another dimension or something? Are you one of those people that have come into our show to cause us nothing but problems? Okay, here we go, guest chat. I promised you, guest chat, you got it. Come on in. You're in the extended show. Sweden's thinking about giving immigrants $10,000 if they go back home. Well, we're offering $400 per month per U.S. adult in this brilliant plan to trigger our growth in our economy. Thank you. You're welcome. We had to keep you down for a while simply because there were a lot of bad seeds among you. And we know that can happen. Ooh, like that logo. Kool-Aid Anthrax has the Batman logo. I grew up with that. Batman. Well, I think I'm going to close out of that chat room over at America's Third Party because I don't think anyone's chatting over there. That's weird. YouTube just doesn't get a lot of support. DJS Love says 30,000 for an acre of land? Ridiculous. Well, I'm talking about in near a major city, DJS Love. You can find an acre of land for $1,200 out in Deming, New Mexico. No problem. Thank you, Alien Pond Pod. Welcome to the show. Alien Pond Pod has enjoyed the show so far and will continue to be here for a while. Well, there you go again. Lucky you, we are recording the hate speech. Yeah. We are recording the death threats, yes. There you go. I don't even believe you even have a gun, buddy. Yeah, you're kind of a joke. You're one of these guys that lives in, like, I'm going to guess, I can profile guest 731 who just gave me a death threat. He's 125 pounds overweight. He's 312 pounds. Am I right? You can answer yes or no. I just purged you. 312 pounds. Am I right about the guessing your weight? 731? 312, right? Just yes or no. Yes, you are. Thank you. Whew. See how good I am, folks? I nail it. I'm really good at profiling. I'm amazed I didn't pursue criminology as a study. Anyway, let's go on to talk about something else. Sometimes I scare myself when I'm that good. Depopulation? You don't know, we're done with the depopulation conversation. Military men being dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns. We're done with that? Okay. What am I? Randy, you're hopelessly white. You wouldn't have chosen a name like Randy Jackson if you weren't white. Am I right, Randy? Are you white? Are you a white guy? Well, that's okay. I know you're sorry. I won't tell the police. We'll give you a break this time, okay? See, when I come down with answers like this that kind of blow people away, they get a little weirded out. They start to think, well, maybe he is watching me. Me love you long time. Okay. How's that going to work out for you? You just have to relax and enjoy yourself. You know, there's a mate for you downstairs at the Starbucks. Around the corner. You should check that out. He's waiting there for you. I'm not watching anybody here, Randy. I'm using a very powerful technique called chat profiling. Hey there, buddy. How you doing? I even know that guest 113 is his first name begins with Rodney. I know. You don't have to admit any more about yourself. SSI, chronic masturbation, we understand you've got some issues. We do a Saturday night Chataholic Anonymous show, which is, in case you didn't know, started at 9 o'clock. And we give you all kinds of tips on how to stop this trolling behavior before it gets you arrested and put in Supermax. No, you don't have to log in. You're good. We have you on the Psychic Friends Network. We're channeling with Miss Cleo, who passed away about 2 or 3 months ago. Miss Cleo, are you there? No, we have a Chataholics Anonymous course that we try to keep you from chataholicking. Minimizing your use of bad words, which it has a negative karmic effect. I know, she passed away. I'm probably the first person who's tried to contact Miss Cleo. Uh-oh, she's coming in here. I sense a presence. Oh no, I should never have called the dead. No, seriously, it's getting a little weird around here. There was some bizarre lightning effects here. Weird. Yeah, well, Time Pilot, we have a little problem there. I would love to be able to give the speech to the American people because I know you guys are all raring to go, but I'm unable to get any mainstream media attention. I'm merely a litmus test of the failure of our democracy, of the continued control of the big moneyed interests that run the mainstream media. There is no real threat of ISIS, Randy. I could make a phone call as president and put ISIS to bed for a while. My eyebrows have been growing, Sheriff Woody. Yeah, I've been expecting them to get fuller. I think the mistake was, at one point I actually thought that the eyebrows were a little too bushy. So, you see the hair was a little, and I may have trimmed a couple right in here and then everyone said, what happened to your eyebrows? So I won't be trimming my eyebrows ever again. I learned my lesson.
The following movie is rated G by the Truther Association of America.
The Truther Association, rating it G. That's kind of cool. Vester Lee Flanagan, Allison Parker love triangle. This is good. Texas Shrug book is doing another really good expose on some of the false flaggery that's been going on in America. I am extremely upset about the false flaggery. I'm a person who believes that a lot of false flags have gone on in our country to promote gun control. That's their primary goal. And also to create fear around the world. We've seen the Paris shooting, the Paris attack, the Belgium attack, Belgium shooting. All these things are not substantiated, really, not very well. They do seem to be reeking of lack of evidence, which is a telltale sign of a false flag. Yeah, so a lot of us really do look this in. I don't have a view on mud sharks right now, but I will in about 10 seconds. Hold, please. Okay, we don't make comments about women who date black guys here. All right, thanks. This is not about sex, man. We're not talking about sex. You're just talking about things that you talk about all the time, which is sick, perversion, carnality. You have led your lascivious life, and it is taking you down an abyss of narcissism. And if you don't back off of this constant masturbation, your parents are going to wonder what that noise is in the back room. And then they're going to think that all you do is sit around and masturbate. Do you want your parents to stand there and go, "Honey, I don't understand. I mean, he doesn't want to get a job. All he does is sit around and masturbate." Seriously. Get your act together, man. I heard the World Bank is changing currency, but that's just, they're trying to wiggle out of the fact that they owe us $40 trillion in money. Oh, camera one. They owe us $40 trillion. They've taken gold from the Japanese war we had. The World Bank's sitting on an IOU gold promissory note to pay us back. We're borrowing against that gold. How do you condone? I don't have a problem with interracial relationships. I've never had a problem with them. I knew a Jamaican girl who was Jamaican American. I'm good, man. I'm way better than you. You know that. You can feel it, can't you? You're wondering, well, how come I'm making all this money and Dave's sitting there in a poorhouse? Hey, discount. Dave, have you ever had a Sunday show? We're thinking about a 24/7 video show, playing videos off YouTube. But I haven't made it happen yet. I guess I got to dive in. I don't want to dive in tomorrow. I'm going to dive in another week. We'll probably kick it off on October 31st. Actually, October 31st is a Monday. We could do it the week before. October 30th. No, let's see. October 31st. There is no October 31st. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. October 30th. Okay. Halloween. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it then. Following Sunday? I don't know if I want to do it now, though. Please dance to this song. It's not Vivo. Randy, we can't play anything off the YouTube. You know that. I don't do meds, man. Master Meatball says, please make sure you have taken your meds before entering this room. Oh, you do the meds. All right. Well, how can there not... There's October 31st is Halloween. I'm asking you a very important question. It's very impotent. You tell me, how can there be an October 31st when we only have 30 days in this October? Huh? We don't normally get trick-or-treaters. In our lockdown community, very, very few people get through the gate. They have to pass security clearance to get through. Or they just simply, it's too cold to walk around or something. That's what they want you to think. Yeah, trick or treat, trick or treat. Used to be Halloween was a day of real tricks. It was a hoodlum day, and they came up with this idea of trick or treat being a way of dealing with the hoodlums. Well, let's be clear. Are you my neighbor? I knew you were hiding out here. Guest 113 says there's no gate, Dave. Let's be clear. Thanks for coming in, neighbor. Oh, you're from the neighborhood. Oh. So you're my neighbor. Well, neighbor, you want to take a joyride? There's a scene from Blue Velvet. It's hilarious. Very funny. No, he doesn't. I'm kidding. I don't live in a gated community. It was a joke. I would never do anything like that, Randy. You know, there have been no incidences of sabotage in Halloween candy. That's all just an urban myth. You didn't know that? I hate to say it, but... Well, hello there, Willie Pickles. Well, Willie, how you doing there, Willie? Speak of the devil. I don't know. Tim Gunn redecorating. I don't do Tim Gunn anymore. I'm not. That doesn't sound right. I'm not homosexual. I don't impersonate Tim Gunn anymore. Okay, thank you. Well, okay, David. How is you? Here's Willie. We do want to bring in some fun and joy. So I have an obligatory dance that I do at this hour. But since I can't get my body off the chair without getting the block and tackle hoisting me up, I'm kidding. I just don't do the dance anymore ever since one of my supporters criticized my dancing. Hey, Shrek, how you doing, man? Well, it's a good time to celebrate. Shrek's here. Play the Okie Dokie song. Okay, let's play Can't Stop, and then we'll do Okie Doke. Scissorfied version. Okie Doke. Okay, Can't Stop is the first one on the bill. Our theme song.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop. We can't stop, we can't stop. We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop.
So let's be clear. In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim. America's Third Party.
Sponheim for president. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop.
First we hit 'em low, then we hit 'em high. Underrated, but we made it to the finish line. Rhymes designed to combine and intertwine. Spring to the summer, fall, even winter time. Beats banging harder, then head-on collisions. We make incisions with precision and quick decisions, causing double visions. If you ain't up to speed, you need to speed it up, partner. Piano read.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, 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 and we won't stop.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim.
If we Okie doke. If free. 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 Okie doke. Okie doke. Okie doke. Okie doke. If free. If free. If free. If free. Okie doke. If free. If free. Okie doke. If free. If free. Okie doke.
Okay, that was Scissor Fight's amazing if version of his Okie Doke song. That was great. I don't have a live video of that Scissor Fight. I must have lost it. So here is Hillary Looney Van Ambulance. Okay, this is good. Hillary's Looney Van Ambulance. We've got this doctor rides along drugging Clinton procedures. Wow. Somebody found some interesting footage. You know, you can't hide in public eye like this, like she's been doing, and getting away with it. It's bizarre that she's been getting away with it. Uncle Lester, speaking up, using your words. Isn't that nice? Uncle out, learning to use his words politically. Thank you. And I want to thank Uncle Lester for his $1.65 donation 5 years ago. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. Uncle Lester's not here. I'm sorry. I missed Uncle Lester here. I thought I saw him there. You lug me long time? No. Dave, why look at videos of Jets? Just step aside and look up. Oh, Jets? Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think Trump made him say anything. The fact is, Donald Trump is just shooting his mouth off in the darkness, and people are buying what he says. I find it very, very sad. It's a testimony to how dumbed down our culture has become, that Donald Trump would have an impact, stealing my ideas, using his power and money to gain access to the media, and then winning the Republican nomination is just a classic example of cronyism. Plain and simple. Our country cannot possibly be let out of the crap hole we're in right now with cronies like Donald Trump. He's a borrower. He literally borrowed all that money to stay in business. It's sad. He hasn't built any groundwork or any traction or solvency in any of his economic plans. Most of his casinos have run at a loss for years. So, I mean, the whole thing's a disaster. You're getting the worst businessmen to run the country into the ground if you pick Donald. And with Hillary, you're getting a person who's got medical problems, and not to mention a guilty conscience for all the bad things she's done. I don't have a guilty conscience. I'm 100% pure, 100% integrity, honest to the core. And if you don't believe that and you don't want to vote for me, then don't. But that's what you're getting with me, a real cut of Americana. And that's the kind of leader you need, a person who's not materialistic, but a person who can command and lead and give enlightenment whenever I can with new ideas, and to really engage a political dialogue with the American people. Donald Trump can't do it. He doesn't have the intelligence, the intellectual capacity. And Hillary seems to have some physical attribute problems, not to mention her conscience. So, yeah. I didn't know, Randy. You must know, you have TMI on that, Randy. I'm just the thought of it starting to make me sick. Excuse me, I'm going to throw up. It was just me thinking about Hillary having multiple partners. That was bizarre. How can you get up and say he's the worst? Have you checked out his lack of tax returns? You numbtard, you Trump-tard. I mean, come on, man. The guy's hiding everything he's doing. You can't see that he's borrowed money to get where he is today? And he's willing to screw anybody over to get more money. Even is fired over this. You could only imagine. Why didn't they use more grease or whatever that person uses? I find Mrs. Clinton to be disturbing. Lack of credibility, lack of honesty. I think that Hillary's got a huge honesty barrier to cross. I think Donald does too. He may think he's conning, he's not. It's more like he's a basket of his own manure with a mouth. This was a brilliant cartoon that was brilliant. I mean, I think I'd love to have the ownership of this. I collect art, and I'd love to own this piece. It would be a wonderful piece. I could put it on my wall in Manhattan, in my luxury penthouse. I've got to get this. You know, he spent $55,000 of donation money on his own books last week. Or that's what the FEC claims. Federal Election Commission is very concerned about what he's doing with that money. $63 million sitting there doing nothing. He's robbed contractors, investors, and sent jobs to China. Thank you, guest 7902. And I know a lot of you people are going to vote for, one of the two candidates. I get that. I mean, I realize I can't get through to some of you who are not scared by the New World Order yet. But when you think about what it's going to do to the American people, both of them want continued war, which means your young men and women will go off to war. The draft will continue. I want to end the draft. The DNC, the Democratic National Committee's staffer, Seth Rich, didn't suicide. He was shot and robbed. That's what I heard. I don't know if he suicided with 28 shots. Where are you getting this information? I heard he was robbed at gunpoint, shot. I wish I could get more information on Seth Rich. He was the guy that was investigating fraud issues with the Democrats, and he's dead. I mean, there's so many dead people now, it's unbelievable, yet the government won't open up an investigation of Hillary Clinton. Jim Comey is absolutely a derelict of duty as director of the FBI. They're not doing their job. We're kind of sitting around going, what's going on? Why are we dealing with this nonsense? The American people are getting no recourse whatsoever. No, you're making up stories. We don't know who shot and robbed him. He wasn't robbed. He had money in his pocket. That's the whole point. Seth Rich was a target that would have impaled the Democratic National Committee. Yeah, he has no clue. I agree. Americans know that Trump doesn't emanate truth. He steals my ideas. There's nothing good about Trump, and I can't say good things about him, and I'm muting all of you people who do. It hurts my eyes to see you do that. Other than saying he's a racist, bigoted, anti-American asshole with no clue, all those other chats are going to be deleted. I want to go to there. I don't want to check here next few days. Why is that? Okay, if you insist. What's going to happen over there? Yeah, I need about 60 million. So we need to reach 60 million people in 2 months. Thanks. And a few days. Yeah. I have a serious answer for you. If you have a serious question, go ahead. You know, I don't censor you. No, you see, there's nothing demoralizing about you accusing me of loving to censor. I'm not censoring that. Only demoralization or supporting other candidates get you censored. You've got to go to our website, America's Third Party. I'll give you a link to it right now. Yes, ask me a serious question. You can print up our poster, which is available right now for free. And you can make a poster like this by going to Office Max, sending the JPEG to them. Email it to your Office Max, Office Depot, or Staples, and they will print this up for $1, color on cardstock. And you can print up something twice as big for $2. If you want to become an elector, you go down here to the tabs and click the volunteer button, this one right here on the right. That's the first step to become a delegate. We need more electors in every state, and anybody who wants to be an elector can. Just come on in. Leave your name, address, and number. We will not sell the list to anybody. But if we get the numbers that we need to win the two parties and beat them in a three-way race, I know. Definitely have your electorship solidified then, and then your address goes to the state. and then we report it with the Secretary of State in your state, and then we go on to the Electoral College with that information. And we win that state, and you're the elector. And then you stay the elector into the next election. No, I've not seen that. So how does the media expect us to believe that she's even close to Trump? The media knows that Hillary is 14 points ahead in Virginia. The media knows that she's ahead by 9 points in almost every poll across the country. The media knows that Trump is failing everywhere he turns. We don't see stadiums filled. Recently, when he said that somebody could invoke the Second Amendment if they didn't like Hillary's appointment of judges, implying they could, take out a president, which is a very, very bad implication, people got up and left en masse. They have it on video. Everybody got up and left the rally that he claimed he had. Trump is riding on hot air, and so is Hillary. All of this is trumped up, no pun intended, by a very corrupt media. Most of the arrangements and all the gatherings with Hillary, with people in the background, a lot of that's green screened in, believe it or not. Most of the media you see right now is completely refined and titrated down to just what they want you to see. But you're on the internet now. This is like the Wild West of the 1900s or the 1800s. We've got all kinds of information sharing that they don't have in the mainstream media. You may think that corporatocracy always wins, but we've got a word of mouth thing that is blowing people away worldwide. And just because I've been censored the mainstream media here in America, our numbers are rapidly increasing worldwide. People are watching. They're going, what's going on? How can this guy who's clearly